along with all the chaos of getting all these cars certified today, Ryan Whitman's joining me here. He came down to get certified through the HRA on the tech inspection test. We have 4 or 5 guys that help us out there on the tech inspection out at the racetrack, and we're required to have you guys certified every 2 or 3 years?
It's every 2 years that we have to recertify. So it tends to rotate for the different guys out there that will fall on different years, and this just happened to be mine.
What are some of the things that they go over in that test? What do they talk about?
It's very broad. You have no idea what's going to be on the test, and the main thing that the test is aiming at is to make sure that even if we don't know the answer, because we don't know them all off the top of our heads, that we know where to find the answer fast for the participant.
Kind of basically just teaches you how to use the rule book, where to find stuff in the rule book, and help the racers figure out, what they need to do with their cars.
Correct. It's really a guide and to help us teach and coach anyone that has questions or needs a little advice.
Right?
Yep.
We're going to talk about a few of the things that you look for out at the track when you're teching a car. The first thing we're going to talk about is the clothing. What are people required to wear for their clothes?
You're right. It really starts with clothing. That simple things such as pants, closed-toed shoes. I know it's summer when we race, and so oftentimes newcomers may show up in shorts. So that's one thing we ran into last year.
Yep.
Just making sure you wear the pants, wear shoes, no tank tops. You can wear short sleeve shirts, but we prefer long sleeve, even though it's hot. Other cars that maybe have a aftermarket power adder, can be nitrous, supercharger, turbocharger. You would need a race jacket. So those are, clothing wise, those are the main things. Also helmet, this is the biggie, that you need a Snell DOT 2010 or newer helmet. And the big distinction there is not having a manufactured date, but actually the rating date.
The faster the cars go, the more the restrictions are on the clothing. A typical street car, that's what we're talking about. Your, jeans and shoes. You get into a car, like the dragster and stuff run faster. They're required to wear the multi-layer fire suits and the neck braces and things like that.
That's right. Yeah, the faster you go, there's more restrictions and requirements in the rule book, and even aftermarket belts, that can be a biggie, window nets. So when you start approaching certain speeds, you're going to need more safety requirements. It's just the name of the game. Roll bars, that's another biggie. For 2008 and older cars, actually should say 2007 and older, at 1149, you need a roll bar, which will certify you to go 10-0 in the quarter mile. And when you get into 990s, then you need a roll cage, and you'll actually need a chassis certification on that. Any car exceeding 135 miles an hour will still have the requirement, even if it's slower than a 999. Because of the mile per hour, you'll still have to have a 8-point roll cage.
Yeah, that's getting more common with the turbos. The cars might not run the ET, but the turbos make so much power that they're getting that big mile an hour.
You're right.
We see that with cars, requiring parachutes and stuff. Well, So at what mile per hour in the quarter mile are the cars required to have a parachute?
That requirement is 150 miles per hour.
150, then anything over 200 requires dual parachutes.
Correct.
Okay. So what most people don't realize is that they can come out and race at the track in their daily driver, street car, something they drive to work, maybe a hot rod, anything like that. It doesn't have to be a race car. Come out and enjoy the place. So on a typical street car, what are some of the things that you check to make sure it's safe?
You're right. And we encourage anyone to come and race anything they want to have fun in, because when you get on the track, it is a blast. And what we see on basic street cars, we'll look at the seat belts. Factory seat belts are fine. Street cars, typically meet a lot of the safety requirements because they're so strict from a manufacturing standpoint, and the speeds don't tend to approach where you get into the additional requirements. So it's much easier if you have a very factory car to come race for your first time. It makes it a lot easier. You have less to worry about, less requirements, and make it a more enjoyable experience for everyone. Seatbelts, look at your lug nuts, making sure those are tight, that they're torqued properly. Tread is a biggie, that you have good tires, that there's no steel belts showing through.
Yeah, no dry rots on the sidewalls.
No dry
like
rot.
that.
So good tires, cracked windshields. You want to have a windshield that's not cracked. So if you're going to race, get those replaced.
Want to make sure your battery is tied down well. Can't be wiggling around.
Correct.
An overflow for your radiator, that's a requirement.
Overflow, minimum 1 pint on an overflow for capacity, and also for trucks. We have a lot of trucks that come out, diesels. You want to take out any hitches, anything out of the bed that you have in the truck, in the back. A toolbox that's properly secured can stay in, but if you have shovels or anything in the back, take those out.
And try to wash the bottom of it with the truck. We don't want dirt falling off there.
Yeah, keep them clean. And
if you change tires, a lot of these cars people are buying drag radials or putting slicks on. Come out and try it. If a car has slicks on it, we have to have a drive shaft. That's just for the safety, to make sure the drive shaft doesn't break, stick in the ground, and send your car pole vaulting.
Battery in your trunk, you need an ignition kill switch that's properly marked on and off, so that the track officials can turn your car off if they need to.
Yeah, if anything happens, you want to make sure the guys can definitely turn the power off to the car and keep it safe that way.
But a lot of this is just really the tip of the iceberg. For a lot of individuals, it's really specific to you. The best thing you can do if you have questions is to just contact me. I'm always happy to answer questions. You can text me, my number, and before you go out, just to help you along, or anyone for that matter, to make it much easier.
Yeah. Any of the racers too. I know we have a great group of racers, so if anybody knows a racer, don't be scared to give them a call and say, what do I need? I'm bringing this out. Give me some pointers. You can contact Ryan or myself on Facebook. Our cell phone numbers. We have a White Yes Facebook page. Feel free to definitely give us a call if you have any questions, because we want to help you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're happy to help and answer any questions anyone has.
We're here with Dave Newton. You got your car certified today?
Yep, pass flying colors.
Perfect. 3 years ago, you were the first guy we interviewed for the Street Outlaws.
Yeah, I got suckered into that one.
Yeah, that's true. What's been going on since then?
Just running the Blown Alcohol Thunder series. Being a contender in there. Put a new blower on the car last year. Made it down to 650s at 208. Placed 5th in the series, and now I'm kind of burnt out, taking it easy, and want to slow down a little bit. So
what's the Blown series? You guys run heads up, or is it an index class, or what is it?
It's heads up, 675 index. So when you're running 650, you think trying to go fast is hard. Trying to slow a car down to run on an index is even harder. But we run around the Northwest Territories, certain tracks, basically putting on the show. We've raced at your track. And it's just to go out, have fun, meet and greet, and go rounds.
Nice. So this year changing it up a little bit, not going to travel as much.
Yeah, gonna stay at more YDS, bring the Malibu back out. Run the Street Thunder or Street Alcohol, or what is it?
Street Outlaws.
Street Outlaw series.
Yep.
And then a friend of mine, Mel Krug, selling his Super Comp dragster. It's an 8-second dragster, and I'll run it.
Okay.
Try getting my daughter Alyssa and her boyfriend Tanner into the Malibu and get them wrapped up into it, and just have fun.
Your girl started off in juniors, right?
Yep. Alyssa started when she was 8 years old down in Denver, Colorado, running the junior.
Nice. How old is she now?
22.
Holy cow.
22.
That time flies.
Yeah, it does. So, but she tells me I got to keep my juniors for the grandkids, and I want her to buy my juniors, and then I'll just tune on them for the grandkids.
Perfect. Yeah, they're a lot of work.
Yeah, they are. They are a handful, especially running 2 at a time. So, which plenty families know that you got more than one junior, it's a handful.
Yeah. So you're gonna run the Street Outlaws. You're gonna run your dregs or something at our track, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I might take the blower car out for the quick 8. But it's so much work. You got to have a crew, and it's a lot of humping. You know, you don't get time to really pay attention to everything going on around you at the track. So, all right,
Awesome, man.
have a good day.
Justin.
How's it going, C-Dog?
Good, man.
Good.
How was the drive down?
It was good. It was super nice.
Yeah, I see you brought the toter down.
Yeah.
Are you staying in town then? Or
Yeah, we'll stay here tonight. So,
head back up tomorrow?
yeah, just kind of a day to relax and enjoy the sunshine.
Perfect. So what's been going on in the off season?
Not a whole lot. We've been busy doing other things other than racing, so now we're...
That's not allowed.
I know. I didn't want it to be allowed, but we got busy, so... But now me and Bryce have all of our brand new stuff ordered up and ready to go.
So what kind of car do you have? Tell us a little bit about your car.
So I got a 69 Camaro. It's a race car. I have... it's a pump gas motor, and I run down in the nines and have a ton of fun with it. But the thing I really like is my boy has a junior drag school. He's been doing all right with that. He loves it.
How old is he now?
He is now 9.
9, so you can go. Coming class one more.
One more. Yeah, and he's loving it. He's all ready to go. He wants to come to David and wasn't able to make it. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
you doing points last year.
Bryce took second. If he would have won his last race, he would have took first, but he went red and ran his number.
Nice.
So
it was close then. Good
that
season.
close. Yep, and then I took second. I don't know by how many actual points, but it was really close. So we both did really well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any changes to the cars or goals for 19?
Bryce's car will be pretty much all brand new, freshened up and everything, new tires, all that good stuff. My car, I haven't even touched it at all. So new seat belts, new certification.
Blow the dust off?
Get a little bit of dust off.
There you go.
Yeah. Other than that, no, I don't want to touch it. It's running good. So,
Perfect, man. Well, thanks for coming down and excited to see how you do this year.
yeah, definitely. Thanks for having us. I appreciate everything you do.
We have Brett Kolb and Adam Mullen here joining us. There's been a little bit of smack talking, I want to say, in the off season between you guys. Here we got the Hulk and the backup plan having a little grudge race.
Ford versus Chevy, classic. Yep. Ford's gonna win. So gaps. I'm thinking it's gotta be. I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna say two car lengths.
Me?
No, me.
No.
Me.
That's only if like my car dies after he started. Then
All right. So do I get the hit?
no. That's it.
All right.
500
$500.
bucks.
$500. All right.
They're going to be, obviously, heads up.
Yep. Heads up.
Rotary,
Rotary.
8th mile or quarter mile?
8th mile.
8th mile.
8th mile. Yep.
I don't
So-
think a Ford would run through a quarter.
Oh shoot. He doesn't want me to run him down like a freight train.
Oh,
man. That's the big
jeez,
thing.
jeez.
So,
So oil down the track, ruin the rest of the day for everybody.
actually, it should be a pretty good race. They're both really similar combo.
Real comparable.
So we'll see what happens. Cars way close to the same.
It should be
So
pretty good.
I think it'll be a driver's race, and obviously I'm the better driver, so that's kind of what's gonna happen.
Confidence.
So-
I like your confidence.
Yeah.
Well, all I know is I have $60 on Brett, and I hoping he is a better driver.
Well, everybody else seems to be jumping the LS bandwagon.
Oh, geez.
So, fanboys. So,
Oh, it should be a good race. I'm excited for it.
yeah. We don't win.
Place.
That's what I was just gonna say. We kind of don't have exact date yet. We're thinking of the Labor Day race with the small terror shootout, but if for some reason we can do it before that. We'll do it before that. So
We'll announce it.
yeah. Well, there'll be time in between. We'll give it a good month or something.
Give us
So,
a little time to both get our cars figured out.
Yeah. I'm allowing him to figure out his car since probably won't really need much time.
What are best
so.
friends for?
I know, right? Yeah. So
You might not want to allow that, though.
I know. Maybe I better eat my own words.
So what are the power plants for you guys? What do you have?
Mine's small block Ford with Vortec YSI, 427 cubes. So that's pretty much it. Street car.
Mine's-
With the gear vendor's overdrive. So all steel. Street car. True street car. All right.
Mine's a 71 Nova with a 427 LSX. Has a YSI also, AFR heads. It'll be running on 85, so pump gas. Pump gas.
Can't
in
buy
South
it at the
Dakota.
pump here.
In South Dakota. So
I run on true pump gas. Not at the track, though.
they are very similar combos. They're both on small tires. We'll both be on 275s.
Both leaf spring.
Both leaf spring cars.
And are we just doing one race, or are we gonna do best 2 out of 3?
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. That's
Two
what it
out
was.
of 3.
Okay. All right. I got it.
That way I'll give you a chance.
All right.
Screw up.
All right. I don't know if that's gonna be good for you, because I don't know if yours will last more than one.
Well, true.
Off
We'll
of
hope.
his head.
Pray. Pray that it works. Pray that it lives.
This is the $500 side
Yep.
bet?
$500. Yep. So, and there's a ton of other side bets.
There is a
going
bunch of
on.
side bets.
So-
Probably got a couple grand wrapped
Yeah.
up in this.
Oh
too.
yeah. So it'll be fun. So
Got on green.
actually, too, we probably should change we're changing the name of Backup Plan actually to Hulkbuster, just so everybody knows.
Confidence.
Yeah. So it kind of looks like Iron Man, so it's the Hulkbuster.
Hulkbuster 2000.
So that's gonna be the name of it after this race.
What are you gonna name it after a gap year?
That's okay. Or we could just go to Backup Plan again. So.
Gap up plan?
Oh,
Plan?
Gap W.
Gap.
Don't give him any ideas.
Track owner knows who's gonna win.
I actually really just hope it's actually a good race and they're both running really good.
It will be.
So that'll be
It will
fun.
be. They're both
So-
true street cars, and
Yep.
it'll be a fun race for sure.
We'll put on a show. So
Yeah.
we'll
Keep
see
it
what they're
interesting.
about.
I'll let off a little bit. Just keep you right in there. Keep you racing for the second race.
So well, I'll just turn mine up. So small block Ford power for the win.
Yeah.
So heck yeah.
Chevy domination.
Awesome, guys. Well, I'm looking forward to it, and can't wait to see you guys out there. I'm
Heck
sure
yeah.
we'll hear some more smack talking throughout the season.
Oh
we
yeah,
will.
I'm sure. Definitely.
It'll get thick
He
here
can't
pretty
stay
soon.
quiet.
No.
We are down here at GM Petroleum for the NHRA chassis cert. We got about 30 cars we're doing today, and I ran into Bruce and Dale. We're going to talk a little bit about our Read Win Race program.
We have our own reading program in Billings. It's modeled after the program in Colorado, but it is our own standalone program. It's called Read Win Race. So we start off with, each of the schools have mascots. We have 3 schools in our program this year: Trinity Lutheran School, Elysian School, and Canyon Creek School. And the mascot for Trinity is my 64 Chevelle that my daughter, the first day of the program kickoff, will be driving her first day in the car this year. The second school is Elysian School, and Alex Nelson will be driving her Fox Body Mustang as the mascot for that car. And finally, we have Mr. Bruce here, and he will be representing Canyon Creek with his 68 Mustang and the wheel stander. All the kids are going nuts over his car because of the wheelie pictures that he's showing them. So how the program works is every week the kids have to read minutes for the program, and how they track their minutes is for 1st through 4th grade, as you read 15 minutes, you color a space on the car, and we've turned our mascot cars into cartoonatures. And as they read, they color in the cars. So once the car is fully colored for 4 or 8 minutes, 4 or 8 hours, depending on what grade level the kids are in, they turn in the first prize level is bookmarks. The second prize level is bumper stickers. The third prize level is Hot Wheels cars and tickets to Skate World. The fourth prize level is tickets to Yellowstone Drag Strip Memorial Day weekend during the Ed Grandash Memorial Race, and they get t-shirts for completing the prizes.
Then they get to hang out with us.
And as Bruce mentioned, the next part of the deal, the program is that we have, how do we get the kids to the races? How do we make the kids want to go to the races? Well, we've instituted the Ultimate Principal Challenge. So the principals from each school will be racing in mental cars on the track that day. So all the kids are going to want to come out and see their principal race the cars. So Bruce will be mentoring his principal, Mr. Lip, and trying to get him to win that day. I will be mentoring Mr. Thomas from Trinity and trying to get him to win, and Alex will be mentoring Mr. Shelton, the principal of Elysian School. And it's also pride for us. We are trying to get our principals to win the day, but it's also for the kids to watch, get the kids excited about their principals racing at the track.
How many kids are eligible for the program?
This year we have 711 kids eligible to start the program.
How many out of each school, Dale? Do you know the breakdown?
The breakdown for each school is Trinity has 159 kids, Elysian School has 335 kids, and Canyon Creek has 219 kids.
All right. Read, win, race. It'll be fun.
All right, here we are at the end of the day with Chassis Cert. We're here with Dave from NHRA. We did about 30 cars today. How did everything go for you today?
Everything went really well, actually. There's always going to be some minor little tune-ups or things that you notice. You know, even on a cage that perhaps might have had a certification before, there might be, you might notice a little bit of a weld that needs a little touch-up or something like that. So there's always a reason to certify cars as far as re-looking at them, because we're human. Humans make mistakes. Humans miss things. So, you know, we want to make sure that we're doing a good, thorough job every time. But it went very well. We had no failures today. In my time certifying cars, which started in about 91, I've seen a huge change in the quality of the race cars, the quality of the construction. Back in the 80s and the 70s, it was a different era. You know, there was different technology, different welding techniques, all of that. And since we began an chassis inspection program, the quality has really improved in the cars. The cars coming out today rarely fail, even on a first-time inspection. If it's an error, it's usually a builder error where he misread the spec or that sort of thing.
One of the things that we really push from the track, I know NHRA is the same way, is, you know, pushing the safety side of it. You know, there's reasons why we have these rules and all these things, guidelines for us to follow.
Right.
You know, we talked earlier with Ryan, who's our main tech guy at the track, and we talked about a little bit of a, you know, YDS, the procedure, you know, when cars come out and that sort of thing. From NHRA's side of it, you know, do you have any advice for the racers and people building cars?
Well, it's kind of my own thought process from doing this for many years.
Are you saying the technology with the chassis builders and safety manufacturers, that's gone a long way. But on the flip side of it, the pro chargers and turbochargers, stuff like that, they've came so far that it's making it a lot easier for these cars to go way faster.
Oh yeah, I mean, when I first started racing, I raced for about 5 years, and I mean, an 11-second car was fast, and that was a Henry J with a 350 small block Chevy in it. So yeah, I mean, today, right out of the dealership showrooms, you can buy cars that are faster than that, on the racetrack. So technology has changed, huge. Computers, you mentioned the pro chargers and turbochargers are now, they've made huge leaps and bounds so that they're, consistent and just making all kinds of horsepower. So as that changes and cars get faster, our requirements, have to change as well. About mid-90s or so, we had to totally revamp all of our chassis specs because, even then the cars were getting faster and faster, and what we had were pretty basic, and we had to get a lot more detailed and stuff. So, but continually, guys keep going faster, and that means, okay, now we need new specs with bigger tubing and all kinds of stuff. So it's a daily challenge. The rule book is like any other document that you print. As soon as it's printed, it's going to be revised. And it's a continual daily occurrence that we're reviewing rules and rewriting them and coming up with suggestions. That said, we also realize the economic side of it, and we can't, we could make rules that would make people safe, forever. But the other thing is we can't just force guys to make unnecessary safety rules so that all of a sudden they can't afford to race, and now your track's out of business because the economics just don't allow the racers to afford to do that. We're still one motorsport body that allows a lot of do-it-yourself construction and stuff, and that's another reason why obviously we have a chassis inspection program. If we mandated that you had to be a certified professional builder to build every race car, you wouldn't be in business.
No,
because nobody could afford it. But by the same token, we provide the tools in the specs from SFI usually, and NHRA does have some roll cage and roll bar specs of their own. So they can go out and build a car and construct it, and we look at it, and many of those guys are craftsmen. They just started in business. They really do a great job. So but I mean, safety is still the motto that NHRA was formed on, and it still continues to this day.
Yeah, it's not only keeping yourself safe, but keeping the guy in the other lane
Exactly.
safe as well.
Exactly. You can't, and even a racer shows up at the track, he expects, the track itself to be providing good tech people, so that you've got good staff to make sure that, he knows his stuff, he doesn't know the other guy. So, that's up to your staff and us when we have, our NHRA events to make sure that everybody is good and safe
Absolutely. But, well, just want to thank you again for coming down, and appreciate your time and all your knowledge, and I'll probably see you again here.
I love coming to Montana. It's kind of like, second home. It's, people are very, very much, like, my own friends and neighbors and what have you, and it's always a good time. Hospitality's great, and anytime we can get out to Yellowstone drag strip, that's a plus. So.
Perfect. Well, thank you again, sir.
Okay.
So, CW, we're here at Chassis Cert.
Chassis Cert. GM Petroleum.
GM Petroleum.
Definitely want to give them a huge shout out. Thank you for use their building, the facility.
Perfect facility to do it. We had great weather today.
Beautiful weather.
Right? So 406 Garage is starting to get some success.
It is. Yeah, we're starting to get the ball rolling, and it's picking up momentum, which is awesome.
We're doing pretty good at it. Well, I've had a lot of questions as to, where's this going?
Yeah, what's the direction?
What's the direction this is going? Well, this is the 4th episode that we're shooting right now, and we have one more preseason episode.
Yep.
We're not going to give up what it's about.
Nope.
Nope. Right? let's talk about what we're going to do during the season.
A lot. There's
Yeah,
a lot. We
a
can
lot.
start. Well, we're definitely going to have all the equipment out there. We're going to be set up.
We're going to be at the track.
We're going to be able to do live streams.
Live streams to YouTube.
We're going to be able to do the Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We're going to be able to do all the interviews with everybody that wins.
All the winners. Yeah.
We're going to be able to go up in the stands and interview, spectators and.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know, we've got some prime races. We've got the Menhold Classic, Big Sky Nationals.
Ed Randash race, of course, kicking it off.
Yep, Ed Randash race kicking it off. We got a episode coming up on that one in just a few weeks, where we're going to be out at Randash.
Yep, we got Back to Track and Purple, of course.
Yep, Back to Track and
Kids'
Purple. Junior Power Race.
Yeah, Knights of Fire, side-by-side jet cars.
And how about Outlaws? Street Outlaws are back again with imports. Yeah, we got imports running out there now.
And we have interest in a bike class for the first time in a lot of years.
Oh, we're gonna be running a bike class.
We will be running a bike class all year. So I know we've talked about 3 or 4 guys that are going to try to commit to being out every weekend. So hopefully we'll have those, 6 to 8 bikes out there on a regular basis.
Well, that works. We got the very first Outlaws. We will be out on Friday Night Thunder. Friday Night Thunder is back. And we'll be at the Mint Car Wash.
Yep, the Mint is a new sponsor this year, and they are sponsoring that weekend. And we're going to have a heck of a show.
So the inaugural Outlaws cruise, qualifying cruise, is going to happen starting at the Mint. And we're going to run down through downtown and then back out to the Mint again. And it's just phenomenal. We've got a lot going on. There's be pictures. We got YouTube channel now, 406 Garage.
Yeah, we're gaining subscribers and more people are watching every week, so that's great.
Yep, and we thank you for that. That's for sure.
Yep.
Just looking for this season is just going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, so we started off with interviewing some drivers and kind of getting a little history on the track, history on the drivers, and now we're going to be going out the track, of course, and getting footage all summer long.
Yep.
So we're going to get to see all these cars in action.
Yeah, and if you can't get to the track, definitely going to be watching us on YouTube. We'd like you to come to the track, so make sure you're out there watching. And for when we're giving out tickets, we'll be giving out tickets before Randash race.
We will. Yep. We'll have tickets with us.
We'll be out throughout town.
Yeah, Randash gives away tickets that weekend too, so everybody can go down to Randash, get some tickets opening weekend as well.
Yep. And then we have the Big Sky Nationals, sponsored by Menhold Auto Group and Menhold Racing.
Correct.
And along with the Menhold Classic, it's the same thing.
Yep.
And then the Pack the Track in Purple. You know what I'm excited about? You don't know, do you?
I'm not.
You don't know, do you?
I was going to say something really smart alecky, but I couldn't even.
Yeah, but you don't. You know what I'm excited about? Ed Jones is coming back again this year.
Ed Jones is awesome.
Yep. The wheel standing fire truck, wheel standing stagecoach.
Yep. And Jelly Bellies, good Lord.
And he hands out Jelly Bellies, and the crowd gets going. We get them raised up and excited, and having Ed Jones back is just going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, Ed, one of the best people around. Absolutely love the guy. Puts on a show. We have 2 local jet cars.
Yeah, in fact, one of the drivers is here right now. Hey, Kurt. Come here, man.
You're like, nope. Well,
we got the Iceman standing here about 20 feet from us.
20 feet that
20
way.
feet that way, and he won't come over here. He runs a jet car at 280 plus miles an hour, and he won't come stand in front of the camera. I don't know. We do it.
We don't get paid enough to do it.
Yeah, well, the side-by-side jet cars are coming back.
Yeah, they'll be out here twice this year.
The Iceman and
Chuck Haynes.
Chuck Haynes.
I believe it's Volcano.
The Volcano. Chuck Haynes has the track record at 303 miles.
I think it is 303.
303 miles per hour. They'll be out. They're going to run. Kurt was telling me a little bit ago he's going to run at least 2 runs.
Yep.
So, hey, it's going to be a big season. So make sure you're tuned into 406 Garage.
Yep.
Finding out where the free tickets are, and get out to the track.
Absolutely.
It's good.